So, they're the 4 basic needs for survival. And we need to supplement those needs, and we need to honour those needs, and we need to make sure that they positively happen in our lives. But there are 2 more needs. And these 2 are important for fulfilment. If you want fulfilment in your life, then these are critical for you. So, in order for life to happen for you, you need a certain amount of control, but you need to live on the edge, you need to be achieving, and you need to make sure you're connected in life. But you also need to grow and learn. Because, folks, you know as well as I do, there's a principle on the planet that says anything that doesn't grow dies. Thank you. Dies. Now, I didn't make that up. And unfortunately, what I see in my business is certain people who retire and they die. And they die literally because they've died emotionally and psychologically and mentally. They've stopped growing. And I've known of cases 6 months after they've retired. And on average, it's 2.4 years and they're dead. It reminds me of, I had a call about 18 months ago from a delightful woman. We call her Joan. Joan rang up and she said, I'd like to purchase half a dozen coaching sessions for my husband. I said, oh, really? She said, yes. I said, how does your husband feel about this? She said, oh, he's delighted. I said, tell me more. She said, well, he's coming up 60 and I want to give it to him as a present, half a dozen coaching sessions, because he's going to retire in the middle of next year and he's scared witless about it. And she said, so am I. So am I. He would really be grateful for the coaching, because she said his whole life has been wrapped up in this business. He's the MD now. He's grown up through the business, and his whole arena revolves around this business. He doesn't know what he's going to do outside of this business. Because basically what he's saying to me is, I'm scared witless. He came in to see me and I said, how do you feel, John, about being here? He said, I'm delighted to be here. I said, well, your wife said you're a bit hesitant. He said, hesitant? He said, I'm shit scared. He said, I am scared witless about retirement. So we looked at ways that he could continue to grow and develop and learn. And actually, as it worked out, he had a system whereby he could mentor people in his industry and do that profitably as a consultant. And it worked really well for him because we continue to grow and develop. Now, that might be an extra course you need to do, or you need to read, or look at a CD, or pick something off the internet, but we all need to grow and develop. In fact, my mother-in-law, when she was living in Canberra, she was 80 plus, she went to something called the Third Age University in Canberra and did a history course. Good on her. Good on her. Because anything that doesn't grow dies. What's the final need? The final need is legacy and contribution. You know, people come in constantly when they want some career guidance, and they often say to me, you know, I want to make a difference. Now, whether or not you think you're on the planet by accident, or whether you think there's some design and purpose to you being here, which is what I believe, you owe it to yourself to leave a contribution. We all want to make a contribution and feel like our spot on this planet was worthwhile for some reason. That we weren't just taking up oxygen and space. That we actually put that to some good use. That might mean that you're a volunteer in some setting. It might mean that you mentor people around you. For some mothers, that means the care and consideration of their children, imparting values and a sense of life and meaning. For some, it means giving Time for someone means giving money. What does it mean to leave a legacy? Professor Martin Seligman, revered psychologist, he was the president of the American Psychological Association in 1998. He started his life out researching depression, and in the 1990s decided psychologists had spent so much time looking on the downside, it was time that we started to look on the upside. And he started to research optimism and happiness. He's now produced something like 35 books and 150 papers. He is revered. Martin Seligman says this is the number one factor that contributes to happiness. Of all the factors on the planet, leaving a contribution and leaving a legacy is the number one factor to our happiness. That's how critical this need is for fulfillment. How can you assist those around you? Can you mentor? Can you give your time? Can you give your money? What does it mean for you? So those are the two basic needs for fulfillment. So we need to ask ourselves, how can we satisfy each of those needs in any one of those arenas, whether it's self, family, work or community?